Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Renu Arora, former Head Education and Training Division, NISCARE, New Delhi. Today we are going to talk on module Development Plans and Resources Mobilization. This is from the paper Public Libraries. Let's take a look at the objectives of the module. Firstly, there is need for developmental plans in public libraries. Then we'll try to know the role, planning and development of public libraries in post-independence era. We'll also take a look at planning modules of public libraries in India. Model Public Library Act of Dr. S.R. Ranganathan will also be discussed. There are several other planning models for public libraries and we will try to examine those. With regard to the topic as such, let's try to understand the aspects. Public libraries are most valuable social assets for any country and are empowering institutions. These are repositories of knowledge and enrich the cultural milieu of the communities they serve. India has an illustrious history and rich legacy of libraries, largely patronized by kings and emperors. The arrival of Britishers in 1857 spurred phenomenal changes in the educational landscape of the country, and several public libraries therefore came into existence. In the last 500 years, prior to independence of India, several public libraries had been established by scholarly inclined individual rulers, bereft of any policy formulation. Public libraries are social institutions and produce informed public opinion, which is a major requisite for a working democracy. Planning constitutes an integral part of developmental process and public libraries are no exception. After independence, India embarked on the path of planned development and in the process several important policy formulations came into existence for public libraries. As public libraries require regular funding for providing services to their members, adequate plans have to be made by government agencies for their establishment, funding, organizational framework, staffing patterns, collection development policies, and other rules and regulations. Because education in India is covered in concurrent list, both central and state governments have to plan the development of libraries at their respective levels. Public libraries developmental plans. Planning constitutes an integral part of developmental process and public libraries are no exception. After independence, India embarked on the path of planned developmental process. Planning of library services is a continuous systematized process of stating the educational levels, problems of research, and the changing requirements in the socio-economic scenario of the country. In fact, in our country, a lot of public libraries were already existing and they needed to be uplifted in order to serve the users after we got independence. So, developmental plans were carried out in a big way, and we will be studying about these in detail in the subsequent slides. Let's now examine the planning methods in public libraries. A plan document for libraries should have some of the following components. For example, aim, objectives and opinions and options, then administrative and financial structure, legislation aspects of the public library system, staff, how the staff has to be handled, how the staff has to be treated, then organization of library services in public libraries, then sources of funds in public libraries. With regard to the planning methods, one of the key component of planning a public library is the cost of running services. As libraries are growing organisms, there has to be a regular source of fund for meeting expenditures. Without adequate government funding, it is quite difficult to run a proper public library. Other sources of funds could be fees charged from members and donations from philanthropic organizations. But there has to be proper legislation both at central and state level in this regard. Public libraries in post-independence era, planning and development. India's independence in 1947 was a major development for the country and laid the beginning of enactment of new policies in all areas. Both central and the state governments took a number of steps forward for the development of the nation from the point of education and considered library as an essential part of it. Public libraries became an integral part of the country's education budget. Delhi Public Library was established in 1951 as the first UNESCO-sponsored public library pilot project under the joint auspices of UNESCO and Government of India to adopt modern techniques to Indian conditions and to serve as a model public library for Asia. It is one of the very famous libraries now in our country and serves a large number of users, and due to the proper planning and development has been able to develop the essential technologies which are used in the library. Besides this, it is worthwhile to mention here that UNESCO played a very important role in planning and development of post-independence era public libraries in our country. UNESCO had brought out a UNESCO Public Library Manifesto, and the various aspects covered therein have really helped in proper planning and development. When we talk about development and planning of public libraries, some other aspects are to be mentioned. In fact, in 1954, the Delivery of Books Act was passed. The Act obligated every publisher in India to deposit one copy each of its publications to the National Library in India. In fact, in the present times, 4 copies of every publication are deposited in National Library in Calcutta, which are later on passed on to other regional libraries. As an important developmental initiative, the Advisory Committee for Libraries was constituted in the year 1957 by the Government of India, which drafted a model library bill about which we will be discussing later. Subsequently, the Planning Commission constituted a working group on public libraries in 1964, and the Commission submitted its report in 1965, followed by a Model Public Library Act in 1972. Besides the other aspects we have talked about with regard to planning and development, some more efforts have been. The Government of India Planning Commission constituted working group on development of public libraries to make recommendations for library development. In 1979, a library section was established in the Department of Culture under the Ministry of Education with the objectives of promotion of libraries. As a planning process, a working group on modernization of libraries, services and informatics was appointed by the Planning Commission in 1983. As we have seen, although the progress was a little slow, but there had been tremendous efforts by our government with regard to planning and development of public libraries in our country. The Government of India Department of Culture appointed a Committee on National Policy on Library and Information System in 1985. In fact, this particular Committee on National Policy on Library and Information System was instrumental in bringing about a sea change in the way public libraries in our country have developed. Then there was the establishment of National Literacy Mission in 1986, which emphasized education for women, and also establishment of rural libraries was a further fillip to developmental process. In fact, the National Literacy Mission necessitated the role of libraries in the rural area and in the smaller places as well. And it really helped to boost the development of public libraries in our country. Let's take a look at some public libraries of national importance. In our country, there is a very rich cultural heritage, and some of the public libraries are very old and have a lot of historical value and are institutions of national importance. So, in the significant planning process, there we can identify 5 libraries which are designated as institutions of national importance. The first one is National Library, Calcutta. It is established in the year 1836 in the name of Calcutta Public Library. This library can be accessed from the web at http www.nindia.org/history.html. The second one is the Khudabakhsh Oriental Public Library, Patna, which was declared as institution of national importance by an Act of Parliament in 1969. The library is now fully funded by the Ministry of Culture, Government of India. It can be accessed at http kblibrary.bih.nic.in. Then the third one is the Rampur Raza Library, Rampur. This was funded by Nawab Faizullah Khan in 1774 AD and was taken over on July 1st, 1975 under the Act of Parliament, which declared it as an institution of national importance. It can be accessed at http razalibrary.gov.in. Then the fourth one is the Thanjavur Maharaja Serfozzi's Saraswati Mahal Library, Thanjavur. It's amongst one of the few medieval libraries existing in the world. In 1983, the library was declared as an institution of national importance. We can access the library at http www.saraswatimahallibrary.tn.nic.in/library. And the last one, that is the fifth one, is Hare Krishna Mehtab State Library, Bhubaneswar, which was conceived during the first 5-year plan under the advice of Government of India and was completed in 1959. In 1987, government decided to name the state library as Hare Krishna Mehtab State Library in memory of Dr. Hare Krishna Mehtab, the builder of modern Odisha, and the Bhubaneswar Public Library, respectively. It can be accessed at http://hkmsl.gov.in/glance.htm. The UNESCO Public Library Manifesto 1972 states that the public library should be established under the clear mandate of law, which is substantiated by the IFLA UNESCO Public Library Manifesto 1994. In fact, the terms or the aspects which have been mentioned in the UNESCO Public Manifesto are helpful not only in our country but for most of the developing and the underdeveloped countries to develop their public libraries. This has become, in fact, a historic document, and the latest, that is the 1994 version of the UNESCO Public Library Manifesto, takes care of all the latest developments internationally as well. Besides this, Dr. S.R. Ranganathan is regarded as the pioneer of library legislation in India. The first Model Public Library Act was prepared by Dr. S.R. Ranganathan in 1930 and it was later revised in 1957 and 1972. So, when we take a look at public libraries, the planning modules, the important organization UNESCO Public Library Manifesto and the contribution by Dr. S.R. Ranganathan, father of library science in India, have been really great in developing public library models for our country. As already mentioned, models of public library have been devised. Many experts have suggested these models. Some of these models are: firstly, Model Public Library Act of Dr. S.R. Ranganathan. Secondly, Model Public Library Bill of Ministry of Education. Third one is Model Public Libraries Bill of the Planning Commission. Fourth one is Modern Public Libraries Bill of Indian Library Association. And fifth one is Model Union Library Act. There have been different efforts to work out library legislation models in India. In the pre-independence and post-independence of India, there have been these 5 model public library bills suggested by experts and national level professional associations and organizations. Salient features of the Act, that is Model Public Libraries Act, are: firstly, establishment of public libraries in city, rural and other areas. In fact, none of the areas has been left out as far as public libraries are to be established. Then secondly, constitution of State Library Authority. That is, it has to be handled by the Minister of Education of a particular state. In fact, the State Library Authority will ensure that public libraries are established in a proper hierarchical mode. Thirdly, constitution of State Library Committee as an advisory body of the State Library Authority. This committee will constitute and will be made up with all the important persons of the area or the state, all the educated people of the state who will advise on how to carry out the work related to public libraries. Then constitution of local library authority for each city and one for each district. The local library authority in fact is the best authority to ensure that at local level developments are taking place properly. State Library Authority, government and local library authority may determine the library rates in such a manner and may determine collection of library cess from time to time. Library cess is a kind of tax which is charged from the people in a particular locality for development of libraries, especially the public libraries. The Government of India, Ministry of Education appointed an advisory committee for libraries in 1957 under the chairmanship of Shri K.P. Sinha, former Director of Public Library Instruction, Bihar. This committee recommended the need for library legislation for each state. As a follow-up action of the advisory committee, the Ministry of Education, Government of India appointed a committee under the chairmanship of Dr. M.D. Sen. The committee drafted Model Public Libraries Bill in the year 1963. The salient components of this bill are: firstly, Constitution of State Library Authority as an apex body to advise the government in the matter of library developments. Secondly, Constitution of State Library Directorate for direction and controlling of library services. Thirdly, Constitution of District Library Committee in each district. Fourthly, treatment of employees as government servants, that means employees of the public libraries at par with other government employees. And lastly, collection of library cess at the rate of 6 paisa per rupee on house tax and property tax. So these are some of the salient components of the Public Libraries Model Bill which came from the Ministry of Education. Model Public Library Bill of the Planning Commission. This bill includes the following features. Firstly, establish, maintain, develop and integrate adequate public library service in the state. So in whichever state this bill has to be adopted, these have to be carried out. Then constitution of committee of experts to prescribe the standards of service. Thirdly, constitution of State Library Council to advise the government for the promotion and development of library service. Besides this, establishment of State Library Directorate to control, direct and supervise library system in the state. Besides that, establishing a state central library, state regional libraries and district libraries. So there have to be three libraries at three kinds of libraries at three levels: state central, state regional, and state district libraries in hierarchy. Then treatment of employees in the system of state government has to be carried out. So all the employees have to be treated as state government servants or employees. Government shall be the financial source and shall maintain the public library system in the state. The Planning Commission, Government of India, constituted a working group on libraries in 1964 to plan and advise on the development of libraries during the fourth five-year plan. The working group recommended a library development scheme which was appended by Model Public Libraries Bill. The Indian Library Association, that is the ILA, was formed in 1933, and it has always taken keen interest in library legislation, and it also developed Model Public Library Act, which has been revised from time to time. The Model Public Libraries Bill, which has been developed by Indian Library Association, has several components. These are: State Library and Information Service should be based on a state policy. Secondly, constitution of State Library Authority at the apex level with Minister of Libraries as chairman, as policy making and executive body. Thirdly, establishment of Directorate of Public Libraries for directing, controlling and supervising. Fourthly, constitution of City District Library Authority for rendering service from district to village level. Provision for network of public library and information services from state to village level. Next is Constitution of State Library and Information Service. Seventh is collection of library cess on house tax and property tax, entertainment tax, professional tax, vehicle tax, etc. Next is Constitution of State Boards for Education, Book Production and Coordination, etc. Besides this, accountability of public expenditure and services. So as we can see, the model bill proposed by Indian Library Association is quite extensive, and it appears to be favoring the library professionals as well. The Government of India appointed a committee to explore the possibilities to establish a National Central Library at New Delhi in 1948. Dr. S. R. Ranganathan, a member of the committee, drafted a library development plan in 1950 with a 30-year program and a draft library bill for the States and Union Public Library Act. Main features of this model act are: firstly, constitution of a National Library Authority; secondly, establishment of National Central Libraries; thirdly, constitution of National Library Committee as an advisory body; fourthly, to the advisory body for the National Library Authority; then constitution of National Library Fund; and lastly, amendment to the Delivery of Books and Newspapers Act 1954. As already mentioned, in the various five-year plans proposed by Government of India, there has been a lot of coverage given with regard to the libraries, and that to public libraries. India's developmental process has taken place through five-year plans, and every plan provisions have been made for development of public libraries. Let's take just a bird's eye view of how much has been contributed by our government through the five-year plans. The first five-year plan in 1951 to 1956, here educational development was highlighted, and it included a proposal for improvement of library services. Plenty of money was set aside for establishment of National Central Library, and improvement of library services was also an aspect mentioned in this particular plan. Then the Government of India also initiated a scheme as part of this plan, which was referred to as Integrated Library Service. In the second five-year plan, which started in 1956, provisions were same as in the first plan, plus additional provisions for establishing integrated library service. Library services were to be organized based on legislation, and district libraries were to form the link between state central library and village library. Then in the third 5-year plan, that is in 1962, an amount of 5.6 billion was budgeted for education. This amount was to be spent on libraries, and it was not the amount which was for only for education but for libraries as well. In the fourth 5-year plan, that is in 1969, in the education budget, there was aspect covered that was for development of library services. But however, although the literacy level rose to 34.45%, there wasn't much done for libraries. In the fifth 5-year plan in 1974, steps were taken to strengthen not only the village and block libraries but also the central and state libraries and the district libraries. States were assisted as part of this plan by Raja Ram Mohan Roy Library Foundation, which was established in 1972. In the sixth 5-year plan in 1980, minimum essential education for all adults was recommended, and therefore, in order to support literacy, continuing education, etc., network of rural libraries was proposed to be established. In the seventh 5-year plan in 1985, the idea was that a network of libraries should play a role in the development of literature for neo-literates. Also, library systems were to be strengthened with specific attention for improvement of facilities at national level institutions. In the eighth 5-year plan, money was allocated for general education and for having elementary education and eradication of illiteracy in the age group of 15 to 35 years. Vocational education was proposed, and of course, library systems were supposed to help in this endeavor. In the ninth 5-year plan in 1997, education was very crucial for human development. So therefore, the library development was linked with the National Library Mission. In the 10th 5-year plan in 2002, Planning Commission proposed further modernization of central and public libraries. A national bibliographic database was also proposed to be developed to encourage resource sharing, networking, and improving reader services. And in the further 5-year plans, a lot of stress has been on development of public libraries, which include rural libraries and provisions for the disadvantaged people at various levels. Besides this, National Library Mission was also proposed to be set up. And of course, in the last few 5-year plans, a lot of developments have taken place with regard to library automation, etc. Now we come to the National Policy on Library and Information System. It is popularly referred to as NAPLIS. Efforts should emphasize rural public libraries. This is what is the main core of the NAPLIS. A village or a cluster of villages with an adequate population should have a community library or a rural community center, which will also serve as an information center. The central government increases its assistance to state governments in the development of public libraries. Then there should be standards and guidelines for library service which have to be created so that these can be incorporated into the library system. Then a community center library should have an important role in adult education program. Besides this, a district library should provide facilities and recreation for the disabled and the low income people. For example, literature in Braille can be provided for people who have sight impaired. Libraries should also be built in areas of tribal concentration and in minority communities to help in developing and sustaining their distinctive cultures. Libraries should be equipped with relevant resources such as publications covering open universities and vocational education courses for their role in support of distance education. So this will help in serving the masses and educating the masses. During the 7th 5-year plan in 1985, this committee was set up under the chairmanship of Professor D.P. Chattopadhyay to formulate the National Policy on Library and Information System, that is NAPLIS. One of the most groundbreaking developments having long-term implications towards the development of public libraries in the country has been setting up of a national mission on libraries. The National Mission on Libraries is an important and empowered institution set up by the Government of India and has the capacity and potential to transform the limited landscape of public libraries growth in the country, which despite several initiatives has failed to establish any mark. There is acute shortage of public libraries in the country and their current strength is negligible given the size and population of the country. Most of the public libraries we once had have long fallen into disrepair, books unreturned, buildings in a ramshackle state, and no provision for regular funding. If funded properly and utilized rationally, the mission can play a crucial role in retrieving the situation and develop public libraries to some extent at least. Let's now know how public libraries can have resource mobilization. Raja Rammohn Roy Library Foundation, established by Ministry of Culture, is the main source of funding for public libraries in our country. There is a large-scale absence of public libraries in our country, and there is absolute lack of large-scale and long-term sustained planning. The availability of government funds is highly inadequate and not regular. What is needed is a strong advocacy on the part people of learned society of the country to put pressure for strong and urgent steps so that we do have sufficient funds to run our public libraries. Public libraries play a vital role in disseminating existing knowledge and promoting the creation of new knowledge. But this very important public library system in India has almost become defunct and lost its erstwhile glory. There are many reasons attributed to this stagnation, and the foremost being the lack of adequate funds and support from the government, both the central government as well as the state governments. So to conclude, let us now summarize what we have learned in this module. In this module, we have learned that there is large-scale absence of public libraries in our country. There is also absolute lack of large-scale and long-term sustained planning. The availability of government funds is highly inadequate and not at all regular. So what is needed is strong advocacy on the part of people of learned societies of the country to put pressure for strong and urgent steps. The voluntary organizations working in the field of education, literacy and social empowerment must launch a massive campaign for larger government spending and mobilization of special funds through special cess and duties. We have seen how the 5-year plans started since 1951 have contributed towards development of public libraries in our country. National Policy on Library and Information System set up in 1985, that is the NAPLIS, has suggested several guidelines for central and state governments for improvement of public library service. The National Library Mission on Libraries was set up to enhance the status of public libraries at all levels throughout the country. And lastly, we have also learnt about various aspects related to resource mobilization in public libraries. The other details etc. are provided in the e-course material. References and web bibliography is also given in the e-course material. Thank you.